Definitely. So excited to be talking hockey on here. Love puck. So
Yes.
trying to get it all in tonight. Penguins money line. This is a little scary play for me, but at the same time too, I think the Penguins can find a way to win this game as a home dog. They're definitely not trending in the right direction. Coming off a 5-2 loss to the Arizona Coyotes, who got their doors blown off by the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. But just not a good loss by the Pittsburgh Penguins. They looked bad, and the exchange between Chris Letang and Evgeny Malkin, which led to an own goal on a delayed penalty, it made me sick. I didn't even bet on that game, but it just made me sick to watch. And hopefully this Penguin team does respond. Hopefully that feeling of that loss to the Arizona Coyotes, has gone around the locker room, and they feel ready to go in this one. The Panthers are coming off a 6-2 win over the Coyotes on Wednesday, so the rest does favor the Penguins. They've had a little more time, and they've had to sit with that loss for an extended period, so that also helps in this spot. Both these teams have excellent goaltenders. Sergei Bobrovsky is 22-10, 909 save percentage. Tristan Jarry's been really good for the Penguins as well with a 913 save percentage, but he's only 12-14. He just hasn't gotten that great offensive support. They're second worst in the NHL on the power play, which has been an issue for them as well, converting just 13% of the time. But they're going to get plenty of power play chances in this spot. The Panthers are one of the most penalized teams in the NHL. And if Pittsburgh can find early success at home in this one, that's going to make the difference. They need to get on power play early and find a way to convert, get the home crowd behind them. If they go down early, it's probably going to be a tough climb back just because of how bad their offense has been. But their defense is good enough to win hockey games. It just needs to show on the offensive side of the ice. So they got to play a little more aggressive in the attack zone, in the offensive zone, and find ways to convert. But I do like them to get off to a fast start just based on how their last game went and that feeling of being embarrassed by the Arizona Coyotes, especially the own goal there, should lead to a win for them. And for plus money, you can't beat it. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Golden Knights on the money line here. I think the value's high again. If you want to watch a competitive hockey game, this is one to watch, right? Like, check out Madison Square Garden on Friday night. It's going to be an excellent matchup between these two teams. The Knights have 28 wins. The Rangers have 29. Logan Thompson and Igor Shesterkin have both been really solid in between the crease. They've been great this season. It's hard to play at the Garden. We know that. But the plus money on Vegas is just so good in this game. The Golden Knights are playing slightly better hockey at this time. If you look down the stat sheet, finding an edge between these two teams is just really hard. They're both around 3.2 goals per game, 2.8 goals allowed, and they're very similar on the power play. So, looking at it, you're going to have a tough time, figuring out which team has the statistical advantage, but you have to go with which team has played better in their past 5 games. I just think the Vegas forwards are going to find a way to win this one. They're very good on the attack. Mark Stone's been fantastic leading this team in points and assists. Jonathan Marchessault's also been really, really good. In the first meeting of the season, he was fantastic against the Rangers, which led to the 5-1 win on January 19th. And then Barbashev's also played well, right? There's just too much in the attack zone for this Golden Knights team to not win, I think. And they tend to have Igor Shesterkin's number, right? Like, you look at the last game, that's got to be in his head a little bit. He's a competitor. He's probably going to try to bounce back and find a way to not give up 5 goals by any means. But he was not good in that last game. Vegas seemed to overwhelm the Rangers, especially on the attack. So look for them to win this one. And for the plus money, I know it's a tough environment at Madison Square Garden, but it's worth taking. Yeah, so going to go with the Avalanche on the money line for a fair price here, minus 142. When you look at the Avalanche, they are a team. They're like the Detroit Lions of the NFL. They play really good offense. They don't play an ounce of defense, though. So if you're watching this one, expect goals to be allowed, but expect goals to be scored as well. So you can also look to the over of 6. I think that's another decent play here. But for the money line price, it's very good. Since December 28th, the Kings are just 2-12. They've had a 7-game road stretch in there, and they went home for their last 4 games. They still just went 1-3 in those games. Now they're back on the road in Colorado. You're playing against the Avalanche, one of the best players in the NHL as well, in Nathan MacKinnon. So it's just not really going to be an easy spot for them. And the Avalanche do give up goals, right? A lot of goals. They give up over 3.1 per game. But they have such a good offense, scoring 3.8 per game. It's been okay, right? They can give up goals and still find ways to win. Going back to my football comparison here, the Lions are still in the NFC Championship despite having a terrible pass defense. The Kings have a solid defensive unit. Cam Talbot's having a good year in the net with a 913 save percentage. If he is between the crease in this one, but he's just 14-12. Again, not getting a lot of offensive support, and that's going to be the ultimate issue here for the Los Angeles Kings. The offense has been very bad as of late. They've been worse than they were early in the season. They just scored 1 goal in 3 of their past 5 games, and they're coming off a game where they blew a 3-1 lead at home to the Sabres. So for the moderate money line price here, I'll trust McKinnon all day long. It's also going to be probably a good live betting opportunity just because the Avalanche do give up goals. If they do go down, you're probably going to get them closer to even money here. So we're taking this line, but also look for a live betting chance as well. So if I'm looking at those minus 140 to minus 50, 150 home money line prices, I would rather lean towards the Avalanche. But again, here, I like the Kraken for the short, moderate money line price, I should say, of minus 140. They're at home in this one. That means something. The Kraken were hot, and then they hit a really rough patch, losing 4 of their past 5 games. But it was against good teams. Like, they lost to a strong defense in Pittsburgh, even though the Penguins aren't scoring a lot. It's never easy to beat the Rangers on the road. You know, Edmonton's explosive going through what they've done as of late. And then Toronto's a really good team as well. So I'm hoping Seattle took that 6-2 win against a horrendous Blackhawks team in their last one. They can carry that momentum in against a slightly better Blues team, right? The St. Louis won the first meeting of the season 2-1 back in October. It ended up going to a shootout at home. But their kryptonite is playing on the road. They're 10-12-1 as visitors. Seattle is by no means good at home, so don't think I'm saying that. They're just 500 at home, but I would rather trust the home team with superior defense here. The Kraken are only allowing 2.87 goals per game compared to the Blues at 3.15. Joey Decord's been outstanding in being really good in the net. Jordan Binnington's been a little shakier as of late, so I think there's opportunities to get to him early in this one. The key for the Kraken, again, quick start. That's what it is in hockey, getting out early, staying out of the penalty box, and finding ways to win this game. So look for Jared McCann to lead them, and they find a way to get the job done at home.